Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tearing apart a viral YouTube growth hack that has completely captivated creators who are struggling to grow. The promise? It's a big one. It's this idea that there's a series of hidden settings that can take you from literally 0 to your first 1,000 subscribers. So we're going to pull this entire method apart step by step to see exactly what it claims to do and why so many people are convinced this is a secret key.
So, let's talk about the scenario that fuels this whole world of growth hacks. You know the feeling, right? You're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. You're filming, editing, posting consistently, but that subscriber number, it's just stuck. And it's that exact frustration that sends creators hunting for a secret, some hidden lever they just haven't pulled yet.
And here it is. Here is the hook. It comes from a massive viral video from the channel Akash007 Vlogs, and the claim is bold. Your subscriber problem isn't your fault. It's not your content, it's your settings. The video suggests there's basically an off switch on your channel that's been holding you back this whole time. So our goal here is to just walk through their exact playbook, piece by piece.
Okay, so before we get into the nuts and bolts, let's look at the proof. Because, every good hack needs an amazing success story to get you hooked, and this one definitely has one.
The video holds up this channel, Prinz YT, as its Exhibit A, and the transformation they show is, well, it's staggering. It allegedly goes from just 37 subscribers all the way to over 1,000. The implication is crystal clear. This explosive growth happened just because they flipped a few switches. And that's the promise that makes everyone lean in and listen.
All right, let's get into the mechanics. The whole process, according to the source, actually starts right on your phone, inside the YouTube Studio mobile app.
The first set of instructions is all about basic visibility. The source claims that by default, YouTube might not be showcasing your content in the best way on your own channel page. The fix? You have to dive into your settings and make sure both the Home tab and the For You toggles are switched on.
So, what's the logic here? Well, according to the video, turning on the Home tab is like telling YouTube, hey, use my channel's main page to feature my videos. And that For You toggle? That's framed as a direct order to the algorithm. Start pushing my content to new people who might like it.
The next tweak goes even deeper, and it's all about using your entire back catalog of videos. The instruction is to tell YouTube what kind of content you make, videos, shorts, live streams. But the key move is changing the recency setting to all content recommended. The idea here is that you're telling YouTube, hey, don't forget about my old videos. It keeps everything in play.
Now here's where it gets a little interesting. For anybody who finds these settings are already on, the video suggests a reset. You're supposed to turn them off, wait 10 minutes, and then turn them back on. This is presented almost like rebooting your computer, something to reactivate the settings and wake up the algorithm. Okay, so if that first part was just about basic settings, this next phase is where the whole method gets a lot more abstract. The theory is that you can move beyond just passive settings and start actively signaling to the algorithm what you want.
And this is absolutely central to the video's logic. It's the idea that you don't have to just sit around and wait for the algorithm to notice you. Instead, you can supposedly use tools right inside the Studio app to send a direct message about your subscriber goals.
So how do you send this signal? The source points you to a pretty obscure feature, the comment filters. The claim is that by filtering your comments to only show those from channels with, say, 1,000 subscribers, you're telling YouTube's system that this is the subscriber level you're aiming for. It's a very unusual idea, but it's a core part of this hack.
And it doesn't stop there. To really reinforce this signal, the video then tells you to add a keyword filter for the actual phrase 1K subscriber. The logic seems to be all about repetition. Tell the system your goal in a couple of different ways to make sure it gets the message.
So, after all those little tweaks in the mobile app, the grand finale of this method requires a change of scenery. The source video claims the absolute most important step can only be done on a desktop, inside the full version of YouTube Studio in a Chrome browser.
The video really treats this last step as the linchpin. After all the previous settings you've changed, this one final action is framed as the key that unlocks the power of everything else you just did.
And this is probably the single most unusual instruction in the entire process. The final step is to copy your channel's full URL and paste it directly into your channel's keyword list. You're basically making your own web address a search tag for your channel.
So here's the final procedure. After adding all the normal keywords about your channel's topic and name, the critical action is to add your channel's URL as the very last keyword and then hit save. According to the source, this is the final activation that makes the whole system work.
So after all those steps, on both your phone and your computer, let's just zoom out and look at the complete blueprint this viral method lays out for everyone.
When you look at it all together, you can see a three-part strategy. First, you optimize your basic visibility in the app. Second, you try to actively signal your goals to the algorithm using those weird filters. And third, you lock it all in with the super unconventional URL as a keyword trick on desktop. That is the complete sequence that they claim will unlock growth.
And here's the really crucial takeaway from the source video. This isn't presented as some kind of bug or a glitch. It's framed as a secret strategy, a method that the creator claims is actually used by big YouTubers to power their growth. It implies this is the kind of insider knowledge that separates the successful creators from the ones who are struggling.
So, as we wrap up this deconstruction, the real question isn't just, does this work? It's why are so many people searching for something like this in the first place? The popularity of these secret setting videos, it speaks volumes about the insane pressure creators are under. In a world that often feels totally unpredictable, the search for a guaranteed hack, for a magic key, is powerful. And what that tells us about the creator economy today, well, that's the real takeaway.